This started out as a tree diagram. I printed up the full-size diagram, and that's what I'm going to use to trace. I use this color image for a tote bag. First thing I'll do here in Logic Trace is select the 4 points to define the 4 corners of the diagram to trace. Next step, we're going to select the line command and do the perimeter of the diagram. Now I'm going to start tracing out the internal parts of the diagram, and I'm going to use a red pencil to mark off the different parts that I've traced and also keep track of where I started. You can see there I started to trace out the trunk of the tree. This is a good spot to talk about saving your work. I save my work frequently. When you save your work, the program saves a second copy. I call that the working copy. It's in a TLG format. What's good about this is if you want to take a break or just carry on tracing the next day, all you do is you load that TLG copy and it's right where you left off. You just continue tracing. I use that feature a lot. There's also a delete feature, so if you do a bit of a mistake there while you're tracing, you could delete just that section that you traced and carry on and trace that section again. Very handy. When you save your work, you'll be selecting under the File command. And when you want to load that TLG copy back in, you use the Options. And in there you'll see where you can reload that TLG. When I trace out a diagram like this that's fairly detailed, I may have created 4 or 5 files just for a backup. Again, the bigger the diagram, the easier it is to trace those small parts. Getting finished up here with the tracing, and I'll save my final DXF file. I'm going to load that file into Lightburn. Just showing my setup here with the computer and the fiber laser on the right hand side with the enclosure. In Lightburn, I'll set up all the parameters to do the fill for aluminum. Once everything's ready, I'll send that file over to the laser. The video here shows the aluminum plate being engraved. I've really sped it up because it takes about 4 or 5 minutes to complete it. I also set up the engraving with the settings to engrave with a white instead of black. You can also engrave black on aluminum. This is the finished product, and it looks good with that white on the aluminum.